let this beat.
Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will, so I continue to bring you the gospel of Gamecocks every single day. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I appreciate the love. Thank you. Follow me on Twitter at Gamecocks Talk. Follow me on Instagram, Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will, and wherever you get your podcasts, you can find your man, Captain Will, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, something, whatever it is, you can find Captain Will. We got a good one today, y'all. We're talking about identifying potential weaknesses in South Florida's defense, of which South Carolina can exploit. Identifying potential weaknesses in South Florida's defense so we can put up a bunch of points on them on tomorrow at 2:00 at the Colonial Life Arena. It is going down. It's been so long since we've had a game at the Colonial Life Arena. I can't wait. It's just been too long. We seem like we've been on the road forever. But we are back. The three-time national champions are back and better than ever. South Florida is bringing in their 5-5 record. They're currently ranked 93rd in net ranking. Okay, they're a decent basketball team. They play some quality teams. Strength of schedule is on point. They play UConn. UConn put up 86 points on them and won by close to 40. They played TCU. TCU put up 87 points on them and won by a substantial margin. So their defense is suspect, to say the least, against high-level basketball teams. Hence, their defensive rating. The defensive rating is so-so. It's 123rd. 123rd out of 362 Division I women's basketball teams. Well, ladies and gentlemen, South Carolina is 14th in offensive rating, despite having the number one strength of schedule across the land. I think with the improved efficiency of this basketball team, I think with the improved focus on moving the ball, not letting the ball stick, I think with the improved connectivity of the offense, we should be able to exploit the South Florida's defense in many ways. Okay, this game is a game that we should score a lot of points. We have so many weapons on this basketball team, and they don't have the particular weapons to slow us down. They are 151st in field goal percentage allowed. Okay, South Carolina is 41st in field goal percentage. Okay, shooting about 46% from the field. Now, Carolina's 46% should be higher. Okay, but I just have to fall back on the strength of schedule. When you're playing quality teams, great teams, you're not going to stack, huge stats against that record. Okay, but 41st in the country right now. Before we play South Florida, you will see that trend upwards against this team. 2-point percentage allowed. I think that's a key point for this basketball team. South Florida is right now 169th in terms of 2-point percentage defense. Well, Carolina has multiple players that are shooting an efficient and a great percentage in 2-point baskets. We could talk about Chloe Kitts, who's shooting 54%, and the bulk of her 2-point shots, she shoots 7.8 attempts of 2-point baskets. Okay, Chloe Kitts should be dominant in this game on tomorrow. she should have a very good game. There is no one on that basketball team that can stop Chloe Kitts. No one. She should have a great game. MiLaysia Fulwiley is shooting 50% from 2-point line, or 2-point land, I should say. Okay. Her 6.8 attempts at the basket in 2-point range and shooting 50%. MiLaysia should have a really good game tomorrow too. I mean, I don't see anybody with the defensive pedigree that can stay in front of MiLaysia Fulwiley. Some folks might say mama, but she ain't. She's not. It ain't gonna happen. And then Feagin shooting the best in terms of 2-point percentage on this basketball team. She's shooting about 61%. She gets 4 attempts at the basket. I think Feagin should have our post in general should have a really good game tomorrow in terms of 2 points scoring. Pow average 6 attempts, 2-point percentage is about 53%. I'm looking for big games from, for sure, Chloe, for sure, Fulwiley, and for sure, Pow, and you throw in some Feagin out there, and you talking about a dominant offensive performance from these 4 ladies who should be getting to the basket at will and scoring a bulk of their points within 10, 12 feet. I want to see some floaters from Pow. Does Pow have the best floater in women's basketball? I mean, when she does that floater, you know it's going in, right? You know it's going in. I mean, I want to see how I just got to see how they're going to defend Chloe. I want to see it. I think they have nothing to stop her from scoring the basketball tomorrow. I don't think so. And we have to talk about 3-point percentage allowed too, because South Florida is right now, I think 104th in terms of guarding the 3-point line. Well, South Carolina shooting right now 36% with 40th in the country. Well, I think this is a get right game for South Carolina in terms of 3-point shooters for this basketball team. We're back at home at the Colonial Life Arena. The rims are recognizable, familiar territory, and you're going to see Tessa, who's shooting 54% from the 3-point line right now off 3 attempts. Okay, I expect Tessa to go off tomorrow. Pow again. So Pow's great 2-point percentage. Pow's great 3-point percentage. Pow's shooting 46% from the 3 right now on 4 attempts. Then Breezy's shooting 44% on 3 attempts. So you got Pow with 4 attempts and Breezy with 3, and you got Tessa with 3. I expect them girls to light them up tomorrow. I do. I mean, I'm with Pow. I think Pow gonna have 15 to 19 points tomorrow. I'm gonna go with that. Pow gonna have 15 to 19 points tomorrow. Chloe gonna have a double, and with probably about 12 to 15 points. I think MiLaysia Fulwiley gonna have about 16, 17 points. I think this is going to be an offensive explosion for the South Carolina women's basketball team against the South Florida squad. I do. Steals. They're 173rd in terms of steals per game. They average about 8 steals per game. Well, South Carolina only turned the ball over 12 times a game. They're 15th in the country. So I don't think that's going to be a factor whatsoever in terms of them just dramatically changing over and just stealing the basketball. I don't see that happening. Okay, let's be clear with that one. I think South Carolina is going to put in some work protecting the ball, because we don't turn the ball over much. We do not turn the ball over much, and it's great. And then in terms of South Florida, they're not a great, shot blocking team. They're 85th in the country. That's solid, I guess. They average about 3.8 blocks per game. This isn't a situation where we're going to play somebody like a UCLA who has these huge players and can match our size or overpower us and things like that. We are going to play a basketball team that is going to try to play us straight up defensively, and they will be exploited. Defensive rebounding percentage. South Florida is 146 in terms of defensive rebounding percentage, well, South Carolina is ninth in the country in terms of offensive rebounding percentage. So something's going to give, and you already know what it's going to be. South Carolina is going to dominate the glass on tomorrow. Chloe averages 3.4 offensive rebounds a game. 3.4 offensive rebounds a game. Okay? Let's say that right there. Joyce averages 2.6 offensive rebounds per game. Watkins averages 2.3 offensive rebounds a game. You know what that means, ladies and gentlemen? That means that those three post players are going to dominate the boards. They are going to dominate with the love and the intensity that we care about at South Carolina. I already said I expect Chloe to play so well, offensively, defensively. Double watch has started right now at 11:10 a.m. on Saturday. That's what's talking about with Chloe Kitts. It's just a matter of how much and when it's going to happen, okay? In terms of Joyce going to, for sure, I'm going to say that Joyce going to ball out tomorrow. She's going to ball out tomorrow. In terms of, I'm just talking about rebounding percentage. Rebounds in this basketball game. She will have many opportunities to grab rebounds. She will have many opportunities to get some steals as well. Quiet as it kept, Joyce is one of the best players in this basketball team in regards to getting steals. Yes, Joyce Edwards is a pest, and she finishes at the basket. It is time for South Carolina to take a break. And not play a TCU, not play in Iowa State, not play a Michigan, a UCLA, a North Carolina State. The list goes on and on and on of the various different basketball teams that South Carolina has played that are great. I'm seeing all these records and all this stuff on the Twitters and the Instagrams and say, 9-1, 10-0, whatever the records are. And then I'm looking at the records like, yo, y'all don't play nobody till January. Y'all don't play nobody till January. Y'all don't play nobody until after exams. Y'all don't play nobody until after Christmas. And we talk about how good these teams are. Shout out to Notre Dame. Shout out to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, who are not afraid to play anyone. Their record and their strength of schedule stacks up against ours. And you know what's going to happen with Notre Dame? It's going to make them a better basketball team. From my eyes, the four best basketball teams in the country are South Carolina, UCLA, Notre Dame, and UConn. Those are the four best basketball teams by my eyes. Now, there are a lot of other teams that have some great records. There are a lot of other teams that are doing very well. But y'all got to play somebody. To get my respect, you have to play someone and play a competitive schedule. Thus far, some teams that are ranked very high have yet to play a competitive schedule. Well, conference time is turning around after January the 1st. After January the 1st, it's going to get down and dirty. So it's not a situation where you can just hide no more. So in terms of conference, I mean, we got Texas twice. 2 times. We got LSU. Okay? We got Connecticut out of conference. We still got a Kentucky, and we still got multiple teams. Alabama, who's good. Tennessee. We got all these different teams. But the cool thing about the SEC, everybody gonna get it. Everybody gonna get it. You got to see somebody about it. Because you got to play somebody. You got to play somebody. And then the real comes out in SEC play. The real comes out in conference play. In the Big Ten, we'll see who's really, really good. We will. Basketball is tuning up. Now, we got South Florida, then we got Charleston Southern. So don't expect a 45-minute diatribe talking about Charleston Southern next week. I ain't going to say that because we're probably going to win by 70 points. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. But we are still going to stay focused, locked in, come out of South Florida with a substantial victory. Get ready for Charleston Southern. Take a little break, play Wofford, and then it's conference time. It's conference time. This concludes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe. Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I can continue to bring you that gospel Gamecocks every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are now rocking with the best. And since you are rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Let's go.
J-Rock did this beat.